Shopping in a minefield. Wellness is an all-encompassing term. It's an aggregation of components that contribute to an individual's optimum state of being. The 8 dimensions of wellness, as defined by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, are emotional, environmental, financial, intellectual, occupational, social, spiritual, and physical. The 8 dimensions of wellness are as mutable as the cultures they are rooted in. As an example, our own culture has evolved from a largely agrarian society to a more urban lifestyle. Technological advances have increased food production while decreasing the acreage required to produce it. Food factories now produce much of what we consume. The huge cultural shift from rural to urban challenges the old model of wellness that depended on locally raised meat and produce. Though there is more food available, the quality has, in many cases, been compromised. Modern electronic communications provide a venue for the exchange of information concerning food production and nutrition. But the 8 dimensions of wellness and societal norms, as well as advertising hype, may still influence food choices. Finances can influence what foods are affordable, and the environment, social groups, emotional factors, the desire to learn, dedication to physical health, and even spirituality can also contribute to or derail healthy food choices. And modern society imposes its own cultural norms through hyped and often misleading advertising. The good news? We're surrounded by an abundance of food. And the bad news? We're surrounded by an abundance of food. How is this dichotomy possible? Because, although a wide variety of foods are available, nutritional wellness is not based only on abundance, but on the quality of food as well. Baked goods, French fries, ice cream, and cheese sticks are enticing, tasty tidbits for many people. However, if you're a purveyor of these foods, they are the products of profit and do not necessarily contribute to the consumer's wellness. Since most of us rely on supermarkets for shopping for our groceries, it's a good place to begin to understand why we make the choices we do, and how that relates to wellness. So what has this got to do with cheese sticks? A great deal. Food supports life, but healthy foods are the building blocks of wellness. The foods we choose to put into our bodies can either optimize or erode the underpinnings of health and wellness. My major is English and creative writing. I lean toward fiction writing, but I also enjoy writing nonfiction. I've written papers on health, food choices and food production, the death penalty, juvenile detention centers, and climate change, just to name a few. Health and wellness are intrinsic elements in all of these topics. But for this presentation, I'll concentrate on the American diet as it relates to wellness and how to pursue wellness by being a savvy supermarket shopper. Why must one be a savvy supermarket shopper? Because supermarkets are carefully designed mega emporiums that utilize the results of years of intensive market research that include focus groups, sales data, and human psychology. This creates a targeted sales environment that's meant to challenge one's resolve. Supermarkets appear to embody the bounty of American success, with aisles of colorfully packaged products that are designed to lure you in. These aisles are crammed with packaged and canned goods that suggest Americans are well fed. But looks can be deceiving. Many Americans are well fed, but malnourished. In reality, supermarkets are like carefully constructed minefields, repositories of slickly labeled processed factory foods that are filled with chemicals and laden with fats, sugars, and salt. In short, a vast array of unhealthy products that, like hidden landmines, should be avoided. However, it is possible to find wellness in this crazy ersatz forest, but that requires the knowledge of which foods to embrace or avoid and an awareness of supermarket sales tactics. The challenge begins with the oversized shopping carts begging to be filled. Your senses are assailed with abundant, carefully stacked displays of fresh produce. The enticing aromas emanating from the on-site bakery, and the heady scents of dazzling colors of floral displays, all intended to create the illusion of a market filled with wholesome natural products. Essentials like meat and dairy are located at the rear of the store, forcing shoppers to walk aisles filled with high-profit products. To make matters worse, shelves are strategically stocked to capture the unwary by promoting products with the greatest return and placed strategically at eye level. Wellness requires dedication to label reading and knowing the offenders. For example, trans fats, hydrogenated, can raise bad LDL cholesterol levels and may be carcinogenic. Be aware of misleading advertising. If a product contains 0.5 grams or less of hydrogenated fat, it can still claim no trans fats. Then there's the soda aisle, a bubbling sea of noxious ingredients, sugar, corn syrup, artificial flavors and colors, salts, foaming agents, and scads of unlisted mystery stuff. The potassium in soda will actually leach the calcium from your bones. And if you think diet soda is any better, know this. Studies have shown that aspartame, a widely used artificial sweetener, increases blood glucose levels, thus stimulating cortisol production that actually leads to increased body fat. Speaking of body fat, in the United States, obesity has become a serious challenge to the wellness of 35% of adults and 17% of children and adolescents, and is a major factor in the development of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers. And those statistics don't include those who are just overweight. If we multiply the food industry's wellness transgressions by hundreds of unhealthy products, you can see why being an informed shopper is akin to navigating a minefield. Food supply and consumption affect everyone, but is not necessarily the total responsibility of the shopper. The burden of providing quality food choices may also rest on the shoulders of the producers and sellers. Fortunately, the ubiquitous computer may be a catalyst for change by providing readily available nutritional information. Consumers are becoming more aware, and the producers and purveyors are listening. In the end, shoppers wield the power of the purse, the ultimate motive for change. So, what are some of the strategies that can be utilized on the journey to wellness? Well, you could read labels and learn which ingredients are harmful, shop the store's perimeter for less adulterated foods, meat, dairy, and produce, with an emphasis on veggies. You can join a nutritionally oriented co-op and encourage children to take an active role in shopping and meal preparation. Form a neighborhood food awareness group to exchange ideas and recipes. Have a comprehensive shopping list to avoid impulse purchases. Look for organically raised items. Choose products that have labels with fewer listed ingredients. Avoid the cereal aisles, especially with your children in tow. Most cereals are artificially colored, sugar-laden empty calories. The same may be said for the snack and cookie aisles, and most deli items. If words on a label are unfamiliar or hard to read, best to avoid that product. Don't fall for the fat-free hype. Less fat means more sugar and fillers. Buy lean cuts of meat, fish, like wild salmon, sardines, and even canned salmon. Cut down on dairy products, especially the adulterated or sugary ones like some yogurts. Don't be enticed by long aisles of high-profit items on your way to your better perimeter shopping. Supermarkets can be the key to wellness, but only an informed consumer can avoid the minefield, just waiting to blow up your health and your budget.